God damn, that's a funky beat. Makes you want to get up off the couch. Virtua Racing Deluxe for the Sega 32x. I love the deluxe at the end of this.
Virtua Racing
Deluxe. They forgot to record the deluxe. That's the best part. Virtua Racing Deluxe. It needs to be spelled in cursive with glitter. You know why I like that word so much? There's an old school diner that I go to where my favorite meal is the hamburger deluxe with cheese. Cheese is not included in deluxe, but coleslaw and french fries are. So, while I'm blown away by this game, I cannot help but be disappointed that it does not come with coleslaw and french fries. Not even the Sega 32x can deliver those. Did you catch the billboard with the 32x? I love it when they advertise for the game console that you're playing on. To make it interesting, they should have sold that ad space to Nintendo. Virtua Racing was released in 1992 in the arcades, and as I understand it, this was quite a revolutionary driving game, one of the early games with polygons. It was later released for the Sega Genesis, and I played that version and detested it. I played it again recently to see if I was crazy, and I'm not. It's horrible. 3D polygons do not make for good Sega Genesis games. However, on the 32X, this game kicks ass. It feels a lot like Daytona USA. In fact, this feels a lot like a Sega Saturn game. It's extremely smooth and playable. Not as smooth as the modern driving games, obviously. This is the kind of game that benefits from being played with the Sega 32X add-on for the Sega Genesis. And the fact that this game was also released for the Genesis with that really large game cartridge makes Virtua Racing Deluxe the perfect game to showcase the strength of the 32X. When I play this, it's actually clear what Sega had in mind when they released the 32X. I think they went about it wrong. I think they should have just released another game console. I think it's so cool that this game has a cockpit view. In 1994. You can change views on the fly, and you get 5 different courses in Virtua Racing Deluxe. You also get 3 cars, which makes the game interesting. The stock car, the prototype car, which is like the Le Mans GT style, and Formula 1. All of the cars also handle differently. This is a traditional Sega arcade racer, where you have to drive well to hit checkpoints with some time remaining or the game ends. You're rewarded with some pretty sweet music every time you hit a checkpoint. The steering in this game is a bit twitchy. You probably notice there's some wild jerky movements when I'm driving. The stock car has a tendency to drift and slide more than the other two. This game does not have analog controls, so you're playing with a D-pad. Obviously you can accelerate, brake, and have manual or automatic gearbox. This is also on the Sega Saturn, and I hear that's a really good version of this game. I actually haven't played that one yet. I'm going to have to find that. Virtua Racing Deluxe is very straightforward, and if you've played other Sega arcade driving games, odds are you'll probably enjoy this one. These early 3D style games and polygon games tended to be very slow and clunky and suffer from delay on the Sega Genesis. That's just not the case with Virtua Racing Deluxe. Hey, is it game over? I'm not sure yet. Game over! Yes, it is game over. Virtua Racing Deluxe, I just like to say that, Virtua Racing Deluxe is quick, it's nimble, it's responsive, it does not suffer from delay, it's extremely playable, and pretty much kicks ass, and even has a replay mode. It's also cheap as dirt, so if you have a working Sega 32x with all of the cables required to play it, you'll have no problem finding a copy of Virtua Racing Deluxe. If you've played the Sega Genesis version and have fond memories of it, I know a lot of people liked it, I personally never did, play this version because you'll be amazed. Virtua Racing Deluxe. With a side of coleslaw and some delicious French fries and ketchup. That's a meal we can all enjoy.